Imagine walking down the street of a major American city in 1895. Everything looks familiar, but if you look up, something is wrong. The sky isn't empty. It is filled with a web of shimmering metallic lines that shouldn't exist according to your history books. We are told that the past was dark, dim, and powered by soot-covered coal. But what if that is a lie, fabricated to hide a reality that was much brighter and much cheaper than the world we live in today? Why 1900s America suddenly went dark, the invention they had to erase. Look closely at the old photographs of New York, Chicago, or San Francisco before the Great Fires. You will see them. Massive, ornate spires that look like art but function like power plants. These weren't just for decoration. They were the lungs of a city that breathed electricity directly from the atmosphere. Does it ever feel strange that we are tethered to a grid, that we pay every single month for something that is literally floating in the air all around us? In the late 19th century, the finest minds in America weren't just trying to light a bulb. They were trying to unlock the hidden frequency of the Earth itself. And for a brief moment in time, they succeeded. But then, the records stopped. The towers were torn down, and a silence fell over the scientific community that has lasted for over 100 years. The standard story is simple. We switched to wires because it was better. But if you dig into the municipal archives of 1888, you find something chilling. The transition wasn't an evolution, it was an extermination. Why would a city dismantle a functioning system that provided nearly limitless energy for the cost of a few copper rods? Who has the power to delete an entire branch of human innovation? Think about the massive World's Fairs of the 1990s. They were glowing with millions of lights at a time when most people still used candles. We are told it was temporary steam power, but the blueprints tell a different story. They show buildings designed as giant capacitors, structures built to harvest rather than just to stand. The evidence isn't just in the photos, it is etched into the municipal budgets of cities like Detroit and Philadelphia. Records show massive investments in atmospheric regulators that officially do not exist. These devices were designed to pull a constant stream of static charge from the clouds. It was clean, it was silent, and most importantly, it was ubiquitous. But the men who built the coal empires saw this as a death sentence to their profits. If energy is everywhere, how do you build a kingdom? If the sky belongs to everyone, how do you own the light? The answer was sabotage. They started with the narrative. They told the public that wireless power was unstable. They claimed that the sky wires were a fire hazard to the wooden structures of the era. And then, mysteriously, the Great Fires began. The very cities that pioneered this technology were burned to the ground. From the ashes of Chicago and San Francisco, a new city rose. A city of meters. A city of bills, a city that had forgotten how to look up. The transition was so violent and so quick that within one generation the knowledge was gone. The engineers who built these systems were retired or discredited. The companies that manufactured the atmospheric regulators bankrupted overnight. And the gears of history kept turning, grinding the truth into dust. We are living in the aftermath of a technological heist. The wires you see today aren't signs of advancement. They are chains that keep us connected to a system designed to extract wealth. The Skywire era was a glimpse into a future we were never allowed to have. But the truth has a way of rising to the surface. Researchers are finding municipal records that mention atmospheric harvesting as a standard utility. They're finding diaries of workers who maintained the vibration coils inside city halls. The evidence is overwhelming, but it requires a brave mind to accept it. Are you brave enough to admit that the world we built is a downgrade? Are you willing to question the source of every light in your house? The grid is fragile, but the sky is eternal, and the energy is still there, waiting for us to remember the language of the towers. Every single majestic building built before 1920 in America follows a specific pattern. They all have these intricate metal antennas reaching for the clouds. Mainstream historians call them aesthetic choices, but architects today admit that these structures were incredibly expensive and difficult to build. Why spend millions on metal lace if it does nothing? The answer is found in the forgotten patents of the mid-1800s, devices designed to capture the ionospheric potential. Basically, these buildings were giant batteries that never ran out. Imagine a world where your home was its own power station. No bills, no blackouts, no dependency on massive corporations. This wasn't a dream, it was the reality in cities like Buffalo and St. Louis. But as the 20th century dawned, a new power arose, the power of centralization. Wealthy magnates realized that free energy meant they couldn't control the population. If everyone had their own source of power, they couldn't be taxed or tracked. So they started the cleansing. Systematically, city by city, the atmospheric collectors were removed. Fires conveniently broke out in the most advanced industrial districts. Original blueprints were lost in mysterious accidents, and a new narrative was pushed in every school across the country. We are standing on the edge of a new discovery that is actually an old memory. The next time you walk past a historic landmark, don't just admire the stones. Touch the metal. Feel the residue of a power that once belonged to everyone. Because the darkness of the 1900s was just a veil, and it is time for the veil to be lifted. Thank you for watching this investigation into the hidden archive of America. If you want to see the maps of these forgotten networks, let me know in the comments. Don't let the grid control your mind. Look up. The truth is electric, and it is waiting for you.